What's up, guys? So we are back down here at the shop. Haley is helping me out down here. She's helping me unpack some of the boxes and everything. I've ordered a whole bunch of stuff. So what we're doing now, I'll kind of turn my camera around and show you. We are working on the high ram. And so what that I did is these are Snake Eater 1500 injectors. I've had them ordered for a long time. They fit my wiring harness that I got from Holley. And this right here is the old truck injectors that were in it. This is actually an intake that I bought used from one of my friends. These are the factory truck injectors that he had in it. It was just on a 6.0 that he had in his pickup. I don't have anything against that. It looked awesome and it ran good for what I can understand. But he was just moving on to something different, and I got it for a good deal. I pulled off the Holley rails the other night, and I pulled the little truck injectors out and kind of checked it. I've never swapped injectors out myself, so you know, I've asked a couple of my buddies, you know, just some pointers and stuff, and so they basically said to, you know, put a little dab of grease on the O-rings to keep them from pinching or to keep them from rolling off or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I've already greased these. I've already kind of put them in the other night, and it was like midnight. I was tired, and I knew that was going to take me a while. So today, Haley's going to help me get all these. She's actually organized them. They're numbered with even numbers and odd numbers. This one is 3, 5. So I'm going to put 1, 3, 5, and 7 on the driver's side. I'll put the evens on the other, just to kind of match the cylinders. I don't know if that's what they're for, but that's how I'm going to do it, just so I can kind of check them. And these Snake Eaters actually come with a flow chart. They flow each one of these, and they give you kind of, you know, an idea of how they did and all that. So far, everything's been really awesome. We're going to put these in. I've got some new Holley fuel rails right here, and we're going to stick it all together, and we'll start routing our fuel lines on that. And we got a few other things we're going to address. I've been working with the intercooler a little bit, got me a bracket and everything set up for that. So we'll just keep pegging away, and hopefully this goes well. All right, so we've got our Snake Eater injector here. I got my grease gun, and I'm just gonna take a little dab and kind of rub it on the O-ring right there, just enough to, you know, where hopefully we won't blow anything out, but it lubes it up a little bit to get it down inside of the injector port right here. And this is number 1, so it's going in the front, and you just slide it down, and you should be able to, you know, feel it bottom out right there. You don't want to push it too much, you know, mess around with anything. I've already got 3 and 5 in. I got them in the other night. What's this one right here, number 7? All right, I've got number 7 here. And again, I'm gonna take a little bit of grease. Try to keep everything away from the little fuel port as possible. You know, you don't want to interfere with anything. Number 7, just going to stick it down in the injector port and just kind of rock it around. You don't want to force anything more than you have to. Just kind of twist it in, and there you go. There's all of our driver's side, 1 through 7, and then we'll turn it over. We'll do the same thing, and we'll start putting the fuel rails on. Alright, so we are officially done with our injectors and our fuel rails. Got them cleaned up. I actually put new 90-degree fittings on the front. I didn't like the way the other ones looked. If I need to, I can put them back on, but I kind of like, you know, doing my own stuff so that I can see how tight everything is. So I'm actually going to set this thing on there. It's going to stay there for a little while. We put our new 3-bar map sensor in. It's got a little bitty fitting right there coming out the back that I'm not a huge fan of for the vacuum and the boost reference and all that. But we're going to lower the truck down a little bit, get it set on top for a little while, and I'm going to start mounting this intercooler. So Alright, so I've got a mount here that I actually got with a used intercooler that I got a long time ago. This is literally just a piece of angle iron. I wish I'd have taken a picture of it before I started. I kind of got the intercooler to mount on it. I just centered it up, and then I drilled some, well, me and Haley drilled some holes right here in the side, and I've got some little brackets down here kind of go in between. And every space that I wasn't using, I tried to just kind of smooth it out and cut it out because I don't like a lot in front of the radiator blocking air. And so I tried to make it, you know, as transparent as I could. I just kind of cut the middle out, kind of rounded all the edges. So I'm about to go spray paint it. I'll just paint it back black so it kind of disappears. And then I think it's gonna look pretty good on there. Like I said, it's got some brackets that go up, and it actually, I can pick it up if I need to, or drop it down, whatever I need to do, because these right here slide on that, and I'll show you whenever I put it in. But yeah, about to have this thing all mounted up and ready to go. We'll drill some big old holes and get this intercooler piped inside. So don't leave yet, we're almost done. All right, so there we go. There's my bracket all set up in there. You can kind of see it there. I got it bolted to the side, goes across, and then back up to the other side right there. It's got some good tension on it. It's good and tight, and I can actually pick it up a little bit if I need to. I've got little bitty hoses right there to kind of keep it from rubbing that aluminum on that plate, and there it is. So it actually is centered. I measured like 5 times, moved it a little bit, so that is the intercooler, and it is mounted completely. So now I have bought a 4-inch hole saw. This is gonna hurt because I've got some 3-inch pipe here for my cold side, and just to give myself a little bit of flex, I'm actually gonna cut it's one 4-inch hole on each side, so hopefully the bit stays nice and sharp. But we're about to drill some pretty serious holes in this thing. It's about to get real. So you know, I've marked where they need to go. I'm gonna have to cut and bead roll these things to make it all, you know, keep it hopefully from blowing off. But we'll see how that it goes. We gotta notch that to get it inside of there. I will actually go ahead and cut these and get them put inside. That way all that I have to do is pull it right back apart and get it bead rolled, and it's ready to rock. But everything is coming together. For the most part, I'm gonna have to move my little reservoir for my power steering pump. That is actually out of the express van that my 416 originally come out of. So that is kind of a neat feature. It's a little bit aggravating. It's a little more stuff under the hood, but I don't have to deal with a giant reservoir on the side of the motor. Now it doesn't matter, but before, when it was all motor and I had a big header coming out and everything, it was a little more difficult. So, but we're about to cut these holes, and you know, we'll keep on. All right, so I've got my holes marked. Here is my 4-inch hole saw, and this is where it starts to hurt. So good thing is, behind the grill, if I do ever change the setup, I could just, you know, weld something over top of it. But for now, this is what's got to happen. So we have a hole on each side. I couldn't get any closer due to our little bitty porch right there, so I'm gonna have to drop the intercooler down, I don't know, maybe a 1/2 inch. We're just gonna see how it fits. But I've already got my piping marked right here. I actually got this cold side. It's a big kit actually, and I think it was like 99 bucks, maybe 109. I don't remember. It was pretty cheap, but it's just the raw aluminum, and I really like that a lot, just because I don't know, it's kind of cool looking. I have to, once I cut it, I have to bead roll. I have to put another bead on it right there. So, but got to get everything fitting before we worry about that. So time to cut it. All right, so we've got our new cold sign going through the holes that it really hurt to cut. For some reason, that right there is just a touch short, so I'm gonna have to cut it back a little further. If I need to, I can bead roll both sides of that pipe that's there, and we'll just kind of put it over there. This was gonna come over and do a 45 up towards the throttle body. It's just gonna take a little fitting, a little, you know, just playing with it. So, but we made really good progress today. Got the intake on, got the intercooler mounted, and the piping through the front right here. And so we're through the core support. So we're going to be, you know, rocking and rolling. From here, I was really nervous about this for some reason. I mean, I guess just because it's not easy to cut a hole in your truck. This truck really has no holes in it. So it just kind of hurts. But we'll keep on running our cold side and, you know, just trying to get it as reliable as possible. And then once we get that, we'll be ready to rock and roll. So we'll be moving on. I can actually put the radiator back in then. We'll start running wiring. And a lot of my parts for my fuel tank are taking a while to get in. So, you know, that's just kind of on the back burner over there in the corner. So, you know, I've got the majority of it and got it figured out. I just need the parts to come in. So, got a few things that are kind of iffy and taking some time on shipping. But for the most part, it's coming together. So I'll be back down here to finish up the cold side, and we'll just keep pegging away at it. All right, so Twig and I have drilled more holes in this gas tank. We got everything figured out right here. And dang, I need my flashlight. So we put a 525 pump inside of here. Let it focus, there it is. Oh, let it refocus again. So put a 525 pump down in there. It is actually right at the bottom. It might be just about touching the bottom. And what it does is it comes up here into that right there into 8AN, and we're gonna Y it. We'll kind of go over that as we go. But that right there is my secondary pump with the wires. The lines are facing this way. And right here is pump number 1, and this is the wires for it. Got the wires stuck down in it with the plug hanging there. We've got our 525 on this factory sending unit. And Twig, can you turn this for me? So that right there is our, we don't need the flashlight anymore. This is our 525 pump. It basically goes right up to this 3/8 hard line into some 3/8 line right here. And that is a barb directly into an 8AN fitting. We've got our plug right here. And this right here is our ground. It's gonna continue up through the factory little harness deal that's on that sending unit. Right here is for our gauge for the sending unit, and it just goes right back up there. That is actually factory, and you can follow that wire. We've got our ground and our little end. I'm actually going to cut that off. I've got better ends for it. Got some heat shrink stuff, but right there is for our gauge and our ground. We got our pump right here that's going to hook to our Holley terminator harness. And so we're about to set this bad boy in here, and we'll be done with the fuel tank, and it'll be going in the truck. This was one of my serious goals today, so let's get her done. All right, so we've got our AN fittings put together. Here's our ground. We got both of the sets of wires pulled up through, and we've got our return. This right here is our vent hose, and so we're gonna have to run a little bitty hose off that, get it out from underneath that, and then we can keep on rolling. So got to put a line on that, and we'll be ready to put this thing in. All right, so we have got the fuel tank ready to go in, and we blew a cylinder on the lift. Got another lift over in the other corner up there where that black truck is. So we have to move that, and this, and then we got to move that out, put this on this lift. Red Chevelle goes in the back, that truck goes next, and then the El Camino, and then we can get my truck on that lift. So, but the good thing is I can get my truck out right there easier. That's what we should have done first, but we didn't. I've been kind of back here in the corner, which is okay. I've enjoyed my stay back here in the corner, but we're gonna push this thing out. So little brick wall that we hit, but we'll make it through it. We'll get this tank in no time at all. All right, so we came from all the way back there in that corner where the 60 is now out. And now we're up on the 4-post lift. Twig is under there getting stuff ready. Got the table under there and gas tank's ready. So we are, got a little light here, a little dark, but we got to get our fuel tank up inside of this hole. So we're gonna see if it fits. Hopefully the lift's not in the way. We're gonna see if we can rock it up in there and put this thing in. Get one headache out of the way.